Alright everyone, we've got the Italian Grand Prix on this weekend, and ahead of this year's event, as always, I'm taking a look at the drivers who have most... And as always, ahead of this weekend's event, I'm going to take a look at the drivers who have won most around Monza over the decades. This is the venue that has hosted more Grand Prix in Formula 1 than any other, only missing out 1 year back in 1980, so that marks the 75th World Championship Formula 1 event around this track this weekend. Of course, the Italian Grand Prix goes back all the way to the 1920s, but we are not counting any pre-championship days for this event. So unfortunately, that means that home heroes Tazio Nuvolari and also Alberto Ascari both miss out. Nuvolari's 3 victories were, of course, before the Second World War, and Alberto Ascari, one of his 3 victories was before the championship started in 1950, so they miss out, but who makes it in? Well, here are the drivers that have won at least 3 times at the Italian Grand Prix over the decades. Now we're going to quickly go through the guys who have won 3 times, there's quite a few of them, before getting on to the 3 drivers at the top who have won 4 times or more. So the first guy to win around the Italian Grand Prix 3 times in the Formula 1 era was Juan Manuel Fangio, who won 3 times in the days of the banked Monza circuit between 1953 and 1955. All those victories coming in a row. And Sir Stirling Moss, his one-time teammate at Mercedes, he also managed a similar feat in the 1950s as well, winning 3 times in 4 years between 1956 and 1959, the other one being in 1957. Ronnie Peterson at the track that unfortunately he tragically met his end in 1978. He was very good around here. He did win here 3 times in 1973, 74 and 76, driving for the likes of March and Lotus. Prost is up next. He won 3 times in the 1980s, once for Renault in 1981 and also twice for McLaren in 1985 and 1989. Rubens Barrichello won here 3 times as well, twice for Ferrari in 2002 and 2004, and he also won here for Brawn in 2009 as well. Sebastian Vettel, interestingly, the only driver to win the race as a customer Ferrari engine, and he did so getting the first win for a Red Bull backed car as well, winning here sensationally in 2008 for Toro Rosso. He also won for the senior Red Bull team in 2011 and 2013 as well. Now let's get on to the 4-time winners, and a very good driver around here over the years was Nelson Piquet. He won here 4 times. He won here in 1980 and 1983 driving for Brabham, and he also won here back-to-back in 1986 and 1987 driving for Williams. And next up, the top 2, the guys who have won here 5 times in total, and the more recent one to achieve this feat was none other than Sir Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton has won here 4 times for Mercedes and once for McLaren, his first win around Monza coming in 2012, and he also won here 4 times in 5 years between 2014 and 2018 during his time at Mercedes. The only year that he missed out on was 2016, where he missed out to his rival Nico Rosberg. And of course, Hamilton, he can take the overall wins around this track if he manages to win this weekend, and boy would that go down well with the Tifosi. But someone who is already a legend in red is Michael Schumacher. He won here 5 times, driving for Ferrari in every single one of them. He managed to win here in 1996, 1998, the year 2000, 2003 and 2006. 2006 coming just before he announced he was going to retire at the end of that season. 2003, I believe, was the fastest race in Formula 1 history. It might still be, I'm not too sure on that one. 2000 was a very emotional one for him, of course, because he matched Ayrton Senna's 41 victories in Formula 1 at that Grand Prix and famously broke down in tears in the interview after the race. 1998 as well, took advantage of some McLaren mishaps during that one to win the race. In 1996, incredible he managed to win that one, and an absolute dog of a Ferrari that year. But yeah, those are the most successful drivers around the Italian Grand Prix of all time, guys. Any surprise names in there? I'm surprised to see Nelson Piquet personally on 4 victories. I mean, that's extremely impressive. The guy held the record for the most wins at Monza until Schumacher came around, which is really saying something. Like, share, comment, subscribe, guys, if you want to see more like this. Have a fantastic day around the world today. And who do you think's winning this weekend? For me, I'm going to go with Lando Norris, but we'll see what happens this weekend.